I use the circuit board from this solar light to make an enhanced version of a night light, and I have a solar panel, small one, left over. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this alarm clock solar rechargeable. It would be very easy to do. You just attach the solar panel and use a small blocking diode like this. Make sure the white band or the silver band is away from the solar panel when you attach it, and then you just connect the positive and negative of the solar panel to your battery and the battery holder there. Each alarm clock would be a little different because of the way they set up the battery holder, but that's the general idea. And as long as you put this alarm clock under the sun once in a while, it should recharge. The challenge, of course, is you don't always have the alarm clock by the window to let it recharge. So I want to make the alarm clock somewhat rechargeable by ambient room light. You see now the voltage is 1.23 volt, and the open voltage of the solar panel is over 2 volt. I put a small Schottky diode and the voltage drop is 0.4. Actually, when the current drain is very low, the voltage drop is very little. So open voltage is over 2 volt, and it should be able to recharge the single AA battery. Right now there's no battery inside the clock, and this is running just by the ambient room light of the solar panel. Now, to help the clock movement start, I attach a small capacitor. I think any small capacitor will do. When you add the small capacitor, it will help the movement to start, just like a capacitor would help a motor to run. It would help build up the energy. If I were to discharge the small amount of current inside the capacitor, the voltage would drop because this is under load. Let me see if I can discharge it by turning the alarm clock on. Right now it's 1.7 because the solar panel is like close to the window. Okay, you can see the voltage dropped to 0.5 volt. The capacitor actually has to be primed. So once you charge up the small capacitor, everything is running fine. There's 1.3 volt and there's no battery in there. And if you were to add a battery, it will recharge that battery. Put in something like this, it will recharge it. And you can see the room shades are drawn. Right now, actually, because the afternoon sun is so strong, even with the shades drawn and the clock is running, I am seeing 1.5 volt. So this small solar panel has plenty of power. So what I have done here is I just solder a bus wire, tapping wire, behind the negative and the positive contact, and I just notched the battery cover a little bit so that I can fit this back in. So here's the completed solar light. That's a small solar panel. I just hot glued it on top, and I have a couple of tapping wires coming out from the negative and the positive. This is the positive, negative. And like I said, I added a small capacitor, and this might help in the charging when I don't have direct sunlight. And right now, without sun, the voltage of the battery is 1.29, and I just open up the shade and there's a bit of sunlight on it, so it's charging up to 1.32, and if I leave it there it will continue to charge. This is just a regular nickel metal hydride battery, not the any loop, but it's working well. So I'll just leave it there to charge. I think it should work okay. So you can see the voltage 1.32. If I tilt the solar panel towards the sun, you'll see the voltage goes up to 1.37. And because this is a rechargeable battery, the voltage is considered more or less charged at 1.32 rather than 1.5 or 1.6. So this would give it a better charge, tilting it a bit. Yeah, 1.76. I'll leave it to charge.